time to do, I already did one of those, what I would change about the game. So of course, before I get into what I would change about characters, remember, watch that because I would fundamentally change a lot of things in the game. You know, adding some more defensive options and all that kind of shit, right? So what I'm going to talk about here is based off the hope that some of those things would happen. And, you know, who knows? Maybe this next season will be changed a little bit. I have a little bit of hope because, I mean, if you look at characters like Brawly and Gogeta, I mean, geez, they have like actually a invincible super. You know what I mean? Brawly has an OTG move again, so you know what I mean? I feel like they are kind of spicing the game up. Maybe they're getting it ready, you know, for the new season. So I don't know. I have a hope that, you know, in the next season or something like that, maybe every character can have like a new normal and a new special move and then just tweak the other moves. I think that isn't a huge thing. Will it actually happen? I don't know, but I think it is. It could realistically be done. They could give every character a new move and a new special move, right? Something like that. And a new, you know, that's basically the point. So hopefully it changes, you know what I mean? Will it actually change? I don't fucking know, but let's try to stay a little bit positive. I'll be a little bit optimistic. And again, what I'll talk about here is going off a little bit of hopes of the fundamental changes I've talked about that I think should be done in the game. So I'll start off with Vegito. Because Vegito, he is my favorite character, at least aesthetically speaking. And he actually is a character that shows off the game really well, the problems of it and the potential of it. So it's actually a win-win situation to start with him. And remember, in the last season, they actually did add some shit that I said they should add in. They added in the kick loop, whatever. You know what I mean? Which, if we talk about this, unfortunately speaking, although, you know, they did add that, it is a little kind of theoretical. You know, I'm glad they added it, you know, the link off it, but on that commentary, it's hurt because although there are some optimal situations to use it, it's not super useful because it takes too long on the time buffer. It takes too long when you think about how the game works with the combos, you know what I mean? Because too many situations, it's like, it's wasting too much time on the clock, so it's not as useful as it could be, but it's cool they added it in. And of course, one of the biggest changes they added is, I should have said they should have added this thing. Let's see if I can get it first time. Oops, oh, I pressed the wrong button. I'm gonna press the wrong button again, it's forward, right? Nope, not first time. Nope, oh, fuck my kitty. Fuck me. There we go, I got it. They added that link, right? It's a little cold in here, it is winter. I'm gonna give that, and I just turned on the game. But anyway, so they added that, and that's actually really awesome, but the problem is, that's not good. You know what I mean? I didn't say they should add that for combos per se. I wanted them to add that for actual uses, actual really cool uses. So let's say that is one thing, a move that I think should be changed like way better, like if we set the character to block, right? Because I wanted shit like this, and shit like this is still way too hard to do, right? So if you get them like this, well, that hit, but let's see. Well, the point is you can actually get the guy to slide back, and like I did the combos where it hits just a little bit late, and then you would link off. Kind of like how you do the combo, right? You know what I mean? So I wanted fun kind of pressure stuff like that, you know what I mean? So again, it's so ridiculously specific, right? But point is, so that move, that's definitely a move that should be fundamentally changed. That's one of the first moves I think should be changed for quite a bit, right? Like that move should hit for like another frame, I think, and it should either hit for a couple more frames or another frame, and it should do like another frame of hit stun. You know what I mean? Like this all these kind of link combos I did, I didn't do it, I didn't say I wanted that change necessarily because I wanted like combo video shit, because again, I actually don't really care about a lot of combo video shit. I just do it because I can do it. I wanted it because it would be a fun way to like switch up his pressure, to like knock the guy into the orb to hit a little bit late, and then you go for some fun strength to like switch your advantage a little bit. So that is definitely something like, you know, this move has a really fucking whack hitbox too, right? So another thing you could do is say, see, that didn't even hit. Do you see that? That didn't even hit, and he is engulfed in the orb, right? So a thing you could do, and which would also make this so very extremely specific shit, you know what I mean? Like, look how specific this shit is. I could have got it there, I could feel it. Yeah, see, I could feel it. You can feel when you can actually link it. It's like games are a feel, right? So I would say basically a way you could change that again, give it another frame of hit stun, make it hit for maybe a couple of frames, and you know how it kind of blows up? Like there's that, or I'll do it in front of me, maybe that's easier to see. So it blows up and then it expands, right? So basically, give it like another frame of hit frames or something like that. Like that second orb there, it gets bigger. You know what I mean? So stuff like this would be easier. Boom, this is gonna miss. Then boom, see the orb is kind of touching him now. Then it hits. So you know what I mean? These kind of links should be a couple more frames lenient, right? Because it's not really for the combo. It's for like the fundamental aspect of how you could play Vegito with like pressure and stuff like that. Like purposely trying to get the guy to bounce back into that late to switch your frame advantage a little bit. I think shit like that would be fun, right? So that's definitely a fundamental change I would give Vegito, right? And again, I think frame data should be changed all around, but I just want to focus on some normals that definitely should be fixed. So there you go. Make that move hit for another frame or something like that and give it like another frame of hit stun or something like that. Definitely a fundamental change that would be actually quite fun, I think, right? And okay, I've talked about this too, right? For Vegito's new move, you know what I mean? I think it's terrible to not have characters have a mash and duck low, right? You know what I mean? I think it's terrible not to be mashed, to be able to mash the light as many times as you want. But because it's the idea of Vegito, I would not change it, even though fundamentally I think it's terrible, right? So I wouldn't give Vegito just a mash and low. But what you could do for Vegito's new normal is, and I said this before, he has this in other games where he kind of like, well, it's not that, but he kind of like sweeps your leg with his foot a little bit, and then he crosses his arms and he like roundhouses the guy in the air, right? So make Vegito's miscellaneous normal. Maybe it's forward plus little kick or something like that, right? And then he just does a quick low, it sweeps the guy in the air, and then he roundhouses the guy in the air, right? And you're like, well, Clayton, you just said you agree that Vegito, well, I don't agree, but I agree with the game design, at least going with how we're going to say he is, that he should be weak low-wise, right? So you're like, well, Clayton, you just gave him a low. You're making him, then he's not weak. Well, the point of this is you killed two birds with one stone. And this is what I said before as well. This move doesn't have enough uses. This is not used enough. This string, it's not useful enough. You barely ever use it unless the dude is like, you know, and then you do like the whole length. Then that is the optimal shit to do. You know what I mean? Like that shit, like yeah, that shit is good. And that shit does a lot. I forget what it does. I think that does like 63% with one bar actually. It does a lot if you do like the optimal combo, right? That's like one of the only uses, you know what I mean? This move, this situation just doesn't have a lot of uses, right? So a way that would actually be better is then say, so you give Vegito this miscellaneous low, right? And the only thing this miscellaneous low combos into, because he does this low, and imagine he roundhouses the guy far away, you know what I mean? The only thing that combos into that is, after he roundhouses the guy low, is that. You've instantly now given that move a use, right? Because that's the only thing that would really, you know, realistically, that would be like the bread and butter if you hit that low, right? Because you're not going to be doing sassy kick. You're not going to be getting any of the, you know, those kind of combos to the link little kick, you know what I mean? Mid-screen, if you hit this low, and of course you're not going to be doing the banshee blast links, you know what I mean? There you go, you killed that. Two birds, one stone, gives that thing a use, right? Also with this thing, just since I'm on this subject of this move, I think this move probably, I don't think it would hurt it to give it like a little bit of an anti-air property or something like that. And also, if we were changing it, you know what I mean, like shit like this, that should be actually, I think it's -5 or something like that. Again, I try not to look at frame data, because I think it's really how do we even turn frame data on? That shows you how much I use it, right? Yeah, so yeah. That should be like 0. That should not be -5. You know what I mean? So boom, you know what I mean? Like, give him like, it only hits from that close up anyway, right, dude? Like, give that some reasons to be like a real string, dude. You know what I mean? Like, it makes it a little bit fun. I also think, you know what I mean? If you look at Brawly has a lot of moves that have absolute stun. which I think is a fun idea, especially when you have a game that is going by a time buffer, right? So it's good to have ideas of moves that you want to save for the last, right? So I think Vegito's sword moves should have absolute stun. You know what I mean? So if you're doing some crazy huge combo with Vegito, let me turn on a block again. Boom, boom. Well, I fucked it up, but you get the idea. See, I can't combo. All these combos weren't made by me. But you know what I mean? Like, make that do absolute stun or something like that. You know what I mean? The move needs to be better. It's not used enough, right? You know what I mean? It's just not used enough. Now let's get into, again, all guard. One of the problems I said with this game, and Vegito, Vegito is a good example for this, right? This is like a hypocritical nature of this game, right? Like, so if we look at Vegito, right? We look at this move here, right? If you look at this move from a like general perspective of if you play fighting games, you're like, wow, that move is complete bullshit, right? What do you do against that move? And then you think about the dynamic of this, the potential awesome dynamic of this game of fireballs versus homing dash, the tug of war between reflecting and homing dash, right? You're like, oh man, that looks so fucking good. Oh shit, that's fucking cheap. Fuck my titties, right? But then you realize, well, you can actually just homing dash it, whatever, blah, 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 so it's not that cheap. And shit like this is just, again, I'll just do this. I'm holding back. I waited for him to jump. I waited till I saw the fireball. Now, of course, there are ways around this because I showed what you can do is... Oh shit, did I do it? Sorry. Then you can block it, and you know, because you can like time your moves so you can actually make them do more stun. You can even do it with like this, you can time it from any of his normals, right? I showed how you do that in the video, right? But the point is, it's still only making it safe, right? Like this whole fun idea of like, oh, that's really fun, right? It's not realistic, right? Because realistically, since the game doesn't have jump cancels, if he jumps in the air, there's nothing you can do, right? So if you think about the hypocritical nature of this game, it's like, oh, this game discourages synergy, yet those kind of mix-ups actually are almost completely impossible, realistically speaking, right? Unless you have an assist, because it's just too obvious, right? So Banshee Blast is a conundrum of a move, right? So I said, how would I fix the Banshee Blast, right? So you could fix that in many ways. Again, we have notches on the bar, right? So one thing I think you could do is you could have an EX Banshee Blast. You just hold down the button, right? Hold down the button when he does it, and if you hold down the button, maybe it takes 2 notches or 3 notches off the bar. One whole bar would be too much, but say it either takes 2 notches or 3 notches, right? And it makes the move actually count as a beam. It makes the move actually count as a beam. So then the opponent, you know, in this sense, there's no jump cancels. If Vegito's going in there, there's nothing he can either be doing. Even that's punishable, right? If you see him jump in the air, there's no jump cancelable moves. He's punishable if he does that, right? It's too cool of an idea to not be useful. So add an EX version of the move that potentially, and again, there's a cooldown time, you know, so you're not building on meters. So if he does that, there's a potential beam version of that, right? That you cannot just homing dash through. And then he can actually get some theoretical mix-ups. And the fact that there's a beam thing would actually potentially make the opponent afraid to do it no matter what, right? Because it's like, oh, I got to be a little bit wary, right? I got to be a little bit wary, right? That would actually let you get away with some of that shit, right? That would be fun, right? So that would be a taunt you could give him. And on this subject, this move is, I think it's too slow and too fast. The ground version, right? I think the ground version, you could probably make it a frame faster, give it a frame better recovery out of the fireball, and make it do a frame more hit of stun, because shit like this is just too unrealistic. Like, I probably won't even get it, right? Oh, I got it. Well, there we go. I guess I can do combos, right? Shit like that is just too unrealistic, but that's kind of an idea he should have. You know, where you're just hitting these random things like, ooh, yeah, I'm not going to hit that one. I tried to do the momentum one, right? But you know what I mean? Like, shit like that, that should be a little bit more realistic. I'm making it look easy there, right? But that should be a little bit more realistic and neutral to hit that kind of shit, right? So I think adding a frame to that move, quicker recovery, frame better recovery, maybe make the hit stun a frame better, and adding an EX version of the move to make the opponent actually afraid, Because again, as we see now, you can wait till he starts to shoot the fireball and hit him. So the ground version is whack. It's an awesome idea of a move for this game that shows you the tug of war between this game between fireballs, homie dashes, and reflect, but it doesn't work because the move is just too fucked up, right? You know what I mean? And so whatever, you get the idea. I wouldn't change the air version. You could give the air version an EX1 too. You know what I mean? That is, and you'd have to make the EX1 maybe do, a little bit more damage. But I wouldn't make the EX1 faster or anything like that, or better frame probably. I mean, really the ground one is the fucked up one, but I wouldn't change the regular version of the air one. You know what I mean? If I got it. Yeah, whatever. I wouldn't change the air one because the air one is already pretty fast. You know what I mean? And I like the idea that the Banshee Blast combos actually take timing. And the problem is there's too many setups with the Banshee Blast stuff that is actually only a frame off. So if you even made it like a frame more hit stun, those combos become way too brain dead easy. Don't do that. All those instant kill combos with it, what are you going to do? Because there's too many setups that are just a frame off anyway. I like that I actually don't really think they're difficult. Only a few of the sparking combos are actually difficult, right? You know what I mean? But generally speaking, almost all the setups are they're brain dead easy. I don't know why people think they're hard. You can actually mash it and just get it a lot of times, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you can mash it with a lot of the setups I showed, you don't need to make it easier, dude, right? So, but anyway, so I wouldn't change the air one because the air one is, pretty good how it is, and it's already almost too easy, right? It's like kind of that conundrum of where it is, right? So I think that's kind of like some normal stuff. There's like really fundamental changes of some moves that could be changed. I think would be really fun. I've talked about before, I think all auto combo, the medium auto combo has no use. You know what I mean? The medium auto combo needs to have a use. So I said a way you could make it have a use. And again, I added more defensive options, right? The way you can make medium auto combos have a use is the medium auto combo. First of all, the second hit is a unique normal for everybody. For Vegito's second unique normal, make him, you know what? He could do another slide. Just give him the slide that he has from Hyper Dimension. Give him the fucking breakdance kick that he has from Final Bout. Whatever. Just give him a new animation that makes it a little bit interesting. And I said this, and you know what I mean? Every medium auto combo, it's the one normal that you can cancel on block and jump. It's your one jump cancelable normal. That's why I say you could give him shit like this. You know what I mean? Frame advantage 7. So when you see that, that's actually legit. Because when you do this, that wasn't good. You can actually get 6 with this one, right? 2. Wow, dude, you're doing it bad. Yep. Damn, I'm fucked up. 4, 6. There you go. I got a 6 one, right? So I know because this is a thing, like this is like a neutral kind of thing, people talk about, you could do this up close. But the thing is, you could actually just do this, and you can actually make that legit, right? So I know, again, I have actually tried to strategically think about how I would play the game before, right? So I know some people are like, you can do this really low and do that, right? I think that actually looked legit. I didn't see the move, but it's like technically that's faster, right? You know, but anyway, this would add like a fun kind of block stream, like, is he doing the medium auto combo? Then you go into that, right? That's actually kind of fun, right? It would give him a point for that. So your one jump cancelable normal, that would be Vegito's. Make him maybe do the slide, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? And his other normal, his actually real new normal would be he kind of sweeps your leg and he roundhouse kicks you. His arms are crossed. It makes him a little bit more sassy, and it's cool. I also think that this is, let's see, all guard. That should be real. I know some people complain about that. Why is it a throw if you can't tick into it? That's fucking stupid, right? You know what I mean? That should be a legitimate tick throw. I'm sorry. Give it a bigger damage buffer. If you think it's cheap, make it only do like 25% damage after you hit it. I don't fucking care, dude. It's a fucking throw. Don't put shit in a game if it's not supposed to actually be used. That shit is fucking stupid, dude, okay? So that should be changed. I also think, again, I think Vegito should have like another sword move. So when you're talking about this, I don't think that should be a grab. That should be like a sword move. Maybe make that, you know what I mean? Maybe when you do this, and first of all, again, I don't like that this move is not instant. Because, I mean, you gotta remember, you can do, let's see this. Oops, sorry, I'm stupid. You can react to it. So it's like the move isn't instant and you can even vanish it. The move should be instant. I know there's a backlash against DPs and all this kind of shit. I don't fucking care, dude. The move should be instant, okay? Anyway. So the move should be instant, and instead of being a grab, he should just like stick out his hand, stab you with his sword. And maybe he ninja dashes to the other side of the screen. Give him that ninja dash lightsaber move that he has in some games, or a lot of games. Or maybe he, like, when you do this move, he sticks out his hand, he stabs you with the sword. You know, give it some good range like that from this. Boom. Stabs you with the sword, boom. And he does the circle slash. Or he does the ninja dash. There you go. So it's like, technically, we haven't even really given Vegito a new special move, really. But we're tweaking his moves already to make him more interesting, right? Say he does the ninja dash thing, right? Maybe depending on if you hold back or forward, maybe if you hold forward after he does it, he does the thing and he slices the guy forward. And if you hold back after this, he does the ninja dash and the guy flies behind him, right? Boom, fixed. Instantly, he doesn't really have a new move, but you've made him more Vegito. Instead of being like, oh, he just does the grab. That's fucking lazy. And I've also said before the grab should be changed. That should be frame 1 invincible. That's stupid. Why is it? It's slow. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. Like, what is this? I'm sorry. I'm gonna show you. Like, watch this. Come on, bro. Reversal. Did you see that? Only this one is like instant. Like, so this stuff isn't even instant. I mean, I'm not saying it has to grab them. It doesn't need to be faster. But I got beat. What? Reversal? Reversal? It's not, only the EX one is instant? Like, come on, dude. You know, I didn't get the reversal there, but there we go. Man, how do I know reversal timing when I don't even play this game? That's sad. Anyway, point is that should be frame 1 invincible. I also think these should be air invincible as well. It shouldn't just be the ground one. Also, again, I've talked about, I think there could probably be an EX, or, you know, they added OTG moves for Brawly. Only Vegeta had it before, so maybe if you do boom, boom. Even that looked like that would have been really tight to hit, right? See, even like, it doesn't look like, because the guy has to be sliding, right? So, ooh, I don't even know if that would have hit, right? You know, maybe the guy's going to have to slide a little bit longer, who knows? But even shit like this, like, you can't hit off that, right? You know what I mean? So why am I wasting a meter and I can't hit that? You know what I mean? Like, that move should off the ground. You know what I mean? I think that would be fun. So if he's in the corner and he actually anti-airs you like that, like, would that kill you? Would that kill you to let that work? And it's kind of fun. And even if, you know, after a big B&B, remember, I think his sword should do absolute stun. Oh, so he added another couple 100 points of damage. You know what I mean? And he did that. And of course, fix Vegito's dick ripper hands. And fix that mustard swirl, make it actually yellow. Because that move looks fucking stupid like that, but... You know what I mean? I don't think it would fucking kill you to, like, make that move off the ground. You know what I mean? So, that could be a fun thing and would offer up some, like, new combo potential shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit. I also think they should add back, you know, you actually recovered when you did that move before, you know what I mean, when you threw the guy. I think they should add some of those really hard links that I did in the very first season with Vegito. Add those back, because those are fun, and when hard things are good, right? So I think you could add that, and that would be fun. You know, I don't think, would that fucking kill you to add something like that? I think that would be a fun thing for Vegito. And then I think another thing you could do for this move here, and maybe this is getting crazy. Think about Brawly and Gogeta. They actually gave them invincible supers. So they can actually, you know what I mean? So you know what I mean? You have all this whole idea about, you know, people hate the fucking, what's it called? All the snapback. Is it called snapback? What's it called? I don't know what they're called in this game. Snapback mix-up? I'm thinking maybe is that what it's called in Marvel. Anyway, make this frame 1 invincible, right? So some characters are actually going to be able to get out of that shit. Maybe Vegeta's one of them. That move is frame 1 invincible, and I would also say, I think this is actually fun. I think there should be counter hits in the game, right? Now, you don't need to go crazy, but I think some counter hits should do something. So maybe, okay, if you do this with the square and triangle, light punch and medium punch, right? He does this version, right? But imagine if you do it with the key button and the hard button, right? Imagine he teleports to the other side, right? So he has one that goes in the front and one that goes in the back. And if you do the one that goes in the back, let's say this one does 2-1, right? 21, right? Imagine if you do the one in the back, it only does 15, okay? But imagine the one that does 15, if it hits on counter hit, it makes the guy slide. It makes the guy slide, and then you can get like maybe, boom. Maybe you could then link a super off it. Or if they're in the corner, you teleport to the other side, boom, imagine the guy slid, and then you could be like, oh shit, then you do a cooldown, like, and give it a huge damage buffer. Make everything only do 50% off it, I don't fucking care. But wouldn't that be, imagine like you're getting an all snapback mix up, and imagine Vegito's one of the few characters, I mean, there's gonna be other characters too, but you know, imagine Vegito actually has an invincible wound, and if it actually hits as a counter hit, the guy slides. And then you can get like, oh shit, you added like a new opportunity to the game, right? So I think I went over, those are like pretty much the main changes I would give Vegito. And technically you didn't even really give him a new special move, right? And wouldn't that instantly make him more interesting? You know, you gave him a sort of ghetto low option. He's not going to get any of the big links combos off it. You know what I mean? But hey, you're giving this thing a use, right? You know, fiddle with the frame data of this and whatever. You know what I mean? You're adding some like fun kind of neutral footsie pressure strings with this. You're making this actually a legitimate thing. You're fixing some of the flaws of this, that this actually works a little bit better, you know what I mean? Or has a little bit more use. You know what I mean? And for what it's worth, I said, I think, because I think reflecting should be better. There should be an ERS reflect. Make Vegito's unreflectable moves his lightsaber, right? I don't know. Whatever, dude, right? I think you're adding some interesting opportunities. There's not too many like real combo things, new combo things you can do. Just kind of combo things like in these kind of situations, right? Maybe you can get like a smidge more damage in this kind of situation, right? Or I think that would be fun. That would make him different. If I had to give him another move, actually legitimate move, I thought maybe you could do something like, again, he has two cliche moves with his lightsaber that he has like in almost every other game that are not in this game. He has that ninja dash move and a circle slash. So you could give him something weird like, say, whenever he does a move that involves his lightsaber, right? Whenever he does a move that involves his lightsaber, if you keep holding down the key button, like imagine if this is a circle slash, or whatever. If you keep holding down the button no matter what, if you keep holding down the button, he does the circle slash or he does the ninja dash off of any lightsaber move no matter what. He'll do either the ninja dash or the circle slash. Just pick which one sounds cooler for whatever move, you know what I mean? Pick it, and it's an absolute stun. Maybe it only does 500 more damage. I don't fucking care. But it adds like, oh, just gives him a little bit more damage, and you just held it in, you held in the button after you did it, and he does like one extra little lightsaber slash after it. That's his one new move or something like that. Legitimately new special move or something. And it could even be after his super, you know what I mean? And make it take some meter, right? Make it take some meter, like, you know, which way am I? He does this. Oh, so technically he almost has like a level 2 super or something. He did that, and he just adds like another few hundred points of damage. Whatever, dude, right? You know what I mean? But even I said, even maybe he doesn't even need that, right? Just make this, if you hold forward while you're doing it, or back when you do it, if you hold forward, he slices the guy forward. He does the circle slash forward after he stabs you, right? If you hold back when you hit the counter, he ninja dashes the other way, right? There, dude, you gave him a new move. It's really just his old move, but, you know, you just fixed it. I think just those changes, you added some fundamental changes to the character to make him more fun. You gave him some more, really, we're just kind of fixing the idea of him, making him more fun, right? It's not like he has some low that he's going to be, you know, going into those combos, which I just fucked up, but you get the idea. You know what I mean? You're adding some shit, dude, right? Instantly would make Vegito more fun. Anyway, that's the point. Yeah, I guess that's what I would do for Vegito. And I don't think it's out of this world because, you know, what did you... Oh, and of course, give him his real fucking block. For God's sake, dude. I really don't like the aesthetics of Vegito. Every other character, they added all these aesthetics from everything. Vegito's like the one... Vegito so sorely sticks out like a sore thumb that he has all these things in other games that he doesn't have in this game. But anyway, Yeah, so that's some shit I would add to Vegito. I think that would make him a lot more interesting. I'll do other characters as well, and hopefully it actually comes to pass.